Hi everyone, this is Fitch the Hedgehog and welcome to this video. In this video we like to have a closer look at this adorable Vulpix in his pokeball plush. Now don't ask me when those toys were actually released. I believe they're from 2018, of course. I just found this guy on the Dreamland website. I wanted to have a look at the Pokemon plush and see what they had new. And apparently they were selling those adorable Pokeball containing Pokemons. So yeah, they apparently had Vulpix, and of course, yeah, I'm just a Vulpix fan, so I decided to have one. I wasn't quite sure I would like this, because I thought the price was kinda low compared with some other Tomy stuff for what you're getting. And I wasn't actually quite sure what the item would look like and stuff like this, because I thought it was a bit photoshopped. And well, when I had a look at the item, when it was delivered in my grocery, I was very pleased to see how Tomy actually again provided an adorable, very finished plush toy in each and every detail, and with nice finishings. So I would like to unbox this toy and have a closer look. So let's have a look at the packaging first. This is an Alola Vulpix with a great Pokeball. I'm not really familiar with those Pokeball. I gotta say, there's a Pikachu here. So it closes actually with a zipper. I like this little guy. He looks really cute, and I just like the way he actually holds Vulpix up in his Pokeball. And apparently you can detach the plush as well. Now you can take your Pokemon with you everywhere. So this is what the packaging says. Another very nice packaging. And mostly the plush, like Charizard, going in similar boxes like this, go for like 36 euros. It's the same for Ninetales and Blastoise and Ivysaur, Bulbasaur, any plush that's available like this. But these guys actually go for like 20 euros, which is actually kind of cheap if you ask me, when you see what you're getting. And I believe they have some others in the assortment. They have Sentru. They have, there's one I don't know. They also have Pikachu, and they have this Vulpix. I don't really know if they're going to release even more of them, but I guess I'll just, get the ones that I really like, and whenever I can make a review of them, I'll be sure to make one. So I'm going to detach this item first, and they can actually have a look. I was actually really lucky to get this Vulpix because he was quickly sold out. But it's the very first time that I actually find a Tomy Vulpix plushie. And of course I didn't want to miss that one. So just to show you, you have like 4 attachments on the bottom actually of the box, on the base of the Pokeball. And there's also an attachment that makes sure the Pokeball can stay open, so you can actually use a zipper when the item is fully packaged, or indeed, when it's still in his box. Let me put this aside. Now this is what the Pokeball looks like. What size is it? Well, it is hard to say actually. It's between 10 and 12 inches. If it's my entire hand, sorry. But as you can see, it's round, plush, or rather bunky, so they barely turn out quite small. As you can see, this Pokeball isn't so small. It is actually almost like a middle-sized Pokeball. As you can see, it's a bit deformed because the plush is inside. So I would actually suggest use a smaller plush, because the plush is a bit large to fit in this Pokeball, and that might just a bit deform the plush a bit. And I believe that the zipper on a longer, on a regular basis can get, well, apparently here there is Velcro as well, but I certainly hope the zipper is durable. It's hard to say how durable it is. Here it is. So it's a little tiny trail here. I certainly hope it's quite durable. But you just have one zipper, and if it's broken, you won't be able to close your Pokeball again. So I would suggest be careful with it. Tomy stuff mostly is very finished and very well made. But yeah, of course, these little zipper, I have no idea. On longer time basis, sometimes those zippers get worn out and then they break. That happens. I have been having backpacks who had the same problem. Even though I actually cared really well for them, the zippers were broken or broke. I'll use my both hands to open the Pokeball and show you the plushie. And well, yeah, I would suggest use your both hands to do it carefully and patiently. If you love Pokemon and Vulpix, this is an item you shouldn't miss. I really recommend it. But as you can see, the Pokeball is a bit deformed because of the large Vulpix in there. So as you can see, it's incredibly squeezed and yeah, just pushed together because of the Pokeball closing over his head. And my zipper actually had a problem because around here there was an attachment holding Vulpix in the Pokeball, and I actually forgot to cut it over, and that's why the zipper couldn't pass. So yeah, just be careful if you have the same problem. Never force this, because where is it? Never force it, because it's an adorable little finishing that can make this item really realistic. And I would suggest be really careful with it, because this really completes the item. Apparently there's still one more attachment on Vulpix's ear. Then I can show you the Pokeball and the plush apart, separately. Now let's have a look at the empty Pokeball first. Here it is, and as you can see, it stays pretty well in shape. It's actually supposed to be a round ball, so if it has issues or deformings, well, make sure to get another one. Like I just said, this little zipper is really important, I think, for the finishing of the item. The black ribbon here comes over the trail. How should I call it? I don't know. The button is also really well made. It doesn't really do anything when you push it. And actually it's made out of the same material that Tomy uses for their small plush like this. This isn't actually that small anymore. This is Rograth. But Tomy actually uses also for Fennekin here. Well, this is actually the material they use for this Pokeball and this Vulpix. They feel exactly the same. The Pokeball is actually equipped with a nice round cardboard in both parts, so that actually it stays in shape. I would suggest, yeah, do not try to abuse it, but if you treat it well, it will stay well in shape. I'll try to open it carefully if I can. I'll look at the insides, but again, apparently I have to use my both hands for this. Hold on a second. There you go. This is what it looks like in there. So as you can see, my fist can fit in there. You have some place. It's just too bad that when you actually close the Pokeball, it turns out deformed and the plush seemed to be a bit large. Maybe they should have made the plush a bit smaller, but this is not the one from the Pokeball. It's this one here. So as you can see, when you put Vulpix in there, also with this large tail, it looks damn cute, I gotta say. He's really cute. But when you just close the Pokeball, yeah, well, the plush will just have a bad time in there. I would suggest just replace this plush by a smaller one, just to make sure you don't damage the Pokeball as well. This is my other Vulpix. As you can see, it's comparable. Yeah, it's a bit the same size. This is a little bootleg I got off ball.com, I think. But I would try to put a plush in there which doesn't damage the Pokemon the Pokeball too easily, because I think this is a really nice item actually. It is really well made, also pretty hard. It's a really well made finished item. Also the insides here are blue, and this is kind of felt. It's not exactly felt, but it's a real soft material. This is actually what the connection looks like between the two parts. Now, where is this little Vulpix? So I believe this Vulpix is a bit large compared with the Pokeball, but I must say he is, yeah, it looks really nice sitting in his Pokeball. And this is my little sitting Vulpix, and he has a little friend now. So their size is quite comparable. This little Vulpix, of course, is not a bootleg, but he is really well made as well. His little paws are rather short. I believe he's still a bit smaller than the regular small ones that Tommy make. Just compare with Fennekin here. He's just sitting up. But if you put him in the Pokeball, there you go. Actually, you have like the same problem, but he has like really large ears. So maybe they just choose Pokemon that don't really have too much sticking out parts like ears and noses. But of course, Fennekin it won't fit, but he has like really large ears. When you actually compare Rograph here, Fennekin, who is sitting, and Vulpix, I think they are still, the size is quite, I'm not going to say similar, but they go still pretty well together. So it's not that this Pokemon is obviously a lot smaller than these guys. It is not. It is not. So I thought so too. I thought the plush would be really tiny to go in there, but surprisingly it wasn't. And that is also why I was surprised about this item. This plush goes like for 15 euros, and this entire set goes for like 20. So it's like you just pay 5 euros for the Pokeball, which is not quite much. Vulpix is completely white. He has like nice markings here on his tail. Well, actually, the way the tail is stuffed is really well made. He also has like details here. Some some stitching, I'm gonna say. Compared with my little bootleg here, who has like more visible markings. But their tails really look nice. He has like embroidered eyes, really nice. A really nice finishing on the ears here. And also his little mane. His little mane is really stiff and hard. And it's attached on the back of his head. So this is a nice Alola Vulpix plush from Tommy. I don't know if they sell it separately. This is my little bootleg plush. It looks a bit different, as you can see. Vulpix apparently also has this, Alola Vulpix also has like this little bless coming over his forehead. I believe here it's a little attached part, and it just has like this little bless here with the light blue marking, which is much more pale on this plush than on the other one. So this is a really neat plush. Absolutely. They both have a tush tag, so the Tommy here. And also the Pokeball, sorry, has a tush tag. So if you have like Pokemon figures or really small plush, you can actually fit it in there. You can also use bootlegs because these Tommy plushies are mostly very stiff and not very supple. While these ones here, those little bootleg plushies, you can actually just squeeze them together like it's nothing. This girl has or guy has a very long tag, but my Flareon in there fits really well. Close the Pokeball, of course without Flareon coming out. I still have a nice way to keep Flareon in there without squeezing it to death. I'm gonna say it like that because, yeah, I don't think it's good for Vulpix or the Pokeball to be squeezed like that. So I don't think it's the Vulpix I will keep in the Pokeball. I will just keep another little one here. I can keep Flareon in there because of the very supple ears. Or maybe I have a bunch of Pokemon here. Well, try with Lycanroc, but also here you have like sticking out parts like legs in this case and a long tail. There's another little guy here. You two can just, yeah, curl him up in there, and then that's also possible. But I think I'll definitely go for Flareon because she's obviously the most small one that I have. I would suggest go for a little super bootleg like this, or maybe just this little girl. Yeah, little girl, little guy. Never mind. This Flareon, for example, can fit nicely. Vaporeon, sorry, I think I said Flareon. It's Vaporeon, so there we go. I also have a Tommy Vaporeon. If you want her to fit in the blue Pokeball, yes, why not? So, I believe this is a nice size actually, but it's just that this Vulpix plushie is a bit too stiff, I believe, to fit in the Pokeball. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna replace this Vulpix by another Pokemon in there. And actually you can just close the Pokeball with a Pokemon in there, and then maybe pose another Pokemon on the Pokeball. That is what you can do, if I still have room left. There you go. So this is a really nice item. Vulpix is actually very firmly stuffed, so it's not that you can actually squeeze him in each and any shape that you want, which is easier with the bootlegs because the stuffing is less regular. Like really adorable ears too. But if you really like Vulpix and Pokemon, just get this. It is a nice item. And with some imagination, you can just play a nice Pokemon battle with it. And yeah, now you have like really large Pokeballs from the Pokemon Go game and stuff like this. So you have some possibilities with these toys. Now I think this is gonna be it. Look how Vulpix goes in there. So just to tell you, Vulpix has a few attachments around his ears and his muzzle, and also around his tail. So he's also really attached to the Pokeball. Make sure to cut over all the attachments before pulling him out, because also the zipper might just block if there's an attachment left. You didn't notice, so he has one on his nose, here he has on his ears, on his head. He has a few, so just check it before pulling him out. I think this is gonna be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed purchasing this adorable Vulpix or another Pokemon. I got the Vulpix one. This is probably the only one I will get, depending on if they actually release more of my favorites. And I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.